So you've done your pre-reading. We're going to our during reading activities now. So again, many strategies that we use for retention and information. They include annotating, summarizing, questioning, visualizing, connecting to prior knowledge, and chunking. Again, they're all explained. But these are just a few. I wish, up to, say, 10 years ago, I wish I'd had Google as my best friend when I was a young teacher. Because everything is out there. There's endless things there you can find to use in your classrooms. Endless. So these are just a few. There are others, and I'm going to encourage you, as I know you do, to use the resources that are online to help you in the classroom. So we're going to do another activity based on that. So our during reading strategies, let's look through them really quickly. All of them are making sense as you read. Let's look at the next set. So you're going to choose one of those during reading activities, and you're going to use the same passage or picture you used earlier to show me some of the things you could do as it relates to that particular one you chose. Who wishes to begin during reading activities, strategies for their particular one?
We looked at zebra crossing. That was our passage. So the first context clue that we identified would be in line 1. The word pedestrian. It can be, it is defined in the first sentence where it says pedestrians are persons who cross the road and they get from one place to another. So that is a definition context clue. And then we also, in line 1, said that the term cross the road may be unfamiliar to some children. And later on in that sentence, it also says to get from one place to another. So that defines the term cross the road. And that's a synonym clue. We said in sentence 2, the word convenient. We can see it talks about many of them cross the road at any point, talking about how readily available they can cross. Later on in paragraph 1, the term zebra crossing is defined where it says it is a black and white rectangular design which stretches across the width of the road. Another word we identified was the word width. It is a term that might be unfamiliar to some children. And in that sentence, it uses which stretches across, which gives us the idea of something being wide. We also looked at the word location, and there were example context clues there where it says near schools, and special positions, so that defines it, and then it also gives examples of near schools, traffic lights, or busy streets. In paragraph 2, we said the word indicates. It might be able to, students be able to figure out that it means to show that the persons are ready to cross. Anymore? The word traffic warden is a definition clue where it says sometimes traffic wardens or police officers are placed at the crossings to direct you. So be able to define traffic warden as a person who helps you cross the road or gives you directions. Forget anything else? And that's it.
Good job, thank you. Okay. Yes, so we can follow. Yes, that's all right. Ready here? Yes, please.
All right, good morning, everybody. So we had time, please, and we looked at the scale of skimming and scanning. So skimming is when you briefly review the text to get an overview. And we quickly saw that paragraph 1 mainly talked about clocks, while paragraph 2 talked about the watches. And we were also able to see that it basically outlined how each one works and looks. And then in terms of scanning, where you locate specific information, For me personally, I always advise my children to underline any challenging words, any words that they're not familiar with. And when going to answer the questions, look for keywords in the question. Go back to the passage and see if you find those. So that's how you can utilize that skill. And because we would have done the pre-teaching vocabulary, we would have underlined a lot of the words
already,
in our passage already. So basically that was highlighted. So that's how we can use the skimming and scanning.
Good, thank you. We do the sentence, so I do here next.
Our passage is the one based on AgroFest,
We skip.
and our skill was connecting to prior knowledge. We're actually using questioning to see what prior knowledge the kids have on about this passage, AgroFest. The first thing in the passage was every year. We would ask them if they understand what every year means for them. But before, you would have introduced certain vocabulary, certain vocabulary words, like every year, exhibition, and so on. So you would ask them who has been to an exhibition before, or what are certain things that you would normally see in an exhibition. In the passage, it mentioned that children can see animals such as cows, sheep, goats, rabbits, birds. So you would ask the children who has seen these animals before. Some of them might have seen them on television. Some of them might have seen them in real life. We would ask them where would these animals be found? Because we would want them to recognize that at AgroFest, you're seeing farm animals that the farmer would use to provide our food. It talks about birds. So we would want the children to mention types of birds that they know of. And we would want them to recognize that some birds are birds kept on the farm for food, as opposed to those that would be used as pets. There is a part of the passage that speaks about the black-bellied sheep, and that the meat of that sheep being called mutton. So we would want to know who is familiar with mutton. What is mutton? What does it taste like? Has it ever been cooked at your home? What type of meals can you prepare with mutton? What it tastes like? Yes, and from there we would also ask them to list the names of the meats that come from the other farm animals that we would have discussed in the passage. Yes, and there is a section that that talks about potted plants. So we would want to find out from them if they know what potted plants are. And then some of them might be able to list, some of them might have them at home, and they might be able to give us examples of plants that can be used in the pots, what they use these plants for, and so on.
Good. Thank you. Over there. And
So, seeing that we did a visual before, we decided to do crop over as our text. So we're doing a visual, which means we are using a graphic organizer. So crop over is our topic, and out of it, we get the origin, and we also look at history. Now, some of these things might lap over, so,
yes, that's
right. All right. Okay. And then there is culture. And out of culture, we get those activities. Oh, shoot. Good. We get those activities like the festivals, which is the opening gala. And we also get, inside of the opening gala, there is the delivery of the canes. Then they also spoke about the calypso tents and cavalcades.
That passage is a bit outdated. Because I'm not
It's
sure they
old.
have cavalcades now. Yeah,
It's old.
they have something else that they have used
So
this year instead of cavalcades.
what we thought of doing would be to extend the learning in terms of mentioning things like Bridgetown Market as some other activities. And these come out of culture anyway. Bridgetown Market.
You heard.
And then we also have Kitty's Kadooment and Kadooment. So I'm going to just do I'm just going to write Kadooment because all of that is in there. I hope I'm spelling right. Kadooment, yeah. And then we get the Calypso Monarchs coming out of that as well. Another thing that is that can be taught in here is about the sugar industry. And who is involved, which would include tourists, so we can also talk about tourism. This sounds broad, right? Sounds like a lot.
No, it doesn't. Because
Okay.
you are sure that as you are doing your reading,
Right.
that these are things that are happening as you do your reading. Because
Yes.
knowledge is extending all the time.
Correct.
And so on. So no, it isn't too much.
So we talk about tourism, and we also include in that, when we talk about who is involved, we're talking about not only tourists, but we're also talking about locals. So we're also talking about who we are as a people. Barbadians.
Yeah.
Yeah? Make
Yeah.
sense?
Yes.
Anything else you want to add? Anybody else want to add anything?
I would say the timeline for when it is.
We could probably put that under origin and history.
Origin and history, but when it
When it starts,
When it
it
occurs.
begins at a point.
said
Anything.
the passage, you have the same one as you.
Yes.
It starts in June.
June, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Timelines.
We talk about
duration. Yeah.
duration and timelines.
And then we all know
When-
that it ends on August, well, the first
When
Monday in August.
and duration.
Yeah, things like that, yeah.
And it ends with Grand Kadooment.
Right.
Yeah.
And the
Anything
costumes
else?
and all that then will come again, yes.
Anybody else has anything else to add?
That's good. Yeah. Thank
Good.
you so much.
Thank you.
And our last group.
We had questioning. We tried where possible to do the 4 levels. I'm not sure we got all 4 levels, but our first question was, what is the name of the festival that brings people together in a festive atmosphere? And that's a right there question because it's the first thing in the passage. What year was the festival revived? That's in the second paragraph. What are 2 events held during the festival? That's more of a, help me? Think and search. And that's over throughout paragraph 3. Question 4, what was one reason given for the festival being discontinued? That's in paragraph 2, but there's 2 different reasons given. I think we kind of went back a bit, but author and you, in what month does the festival end? Just what we were talking about before, because it tells you it starts at the end of June and lasts for 5 weeks, so you need to work that out. We went back to what does the word discontinued in paragraph 2 mean? What word in paragraph 3 can be replaced by excite? Looking at the word whet the villager's appetite. And
Which one?
right here, in the last paragraph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and you
Yeah.
said to be used, that could be used in place of?
Excite.
Okay.
And our last question, what does the phrase "from all walks of life" mean?
That's another level one question. How you have as what type? I should ask you what type of question you have it as.
We actually had it as a on your own,
On your
because it would have to be something that you've discussed, because it doesn't tell you in the passage. It says Crop Over Festival brings people from all walks of life together.
So what do you say you want to encourage your child to recognize that the answer is not there? What do you think persons from all walks of life mean? Something like that, so they know that up front, don't look in the passage for it. You have to take it from yes. So do you think? Yeah. Any additions? So let me take this opportunity, and you're going to join me in applauding all the groups for jobs well done, and we want to encourage you to continue doing this as we go through the school year.